of defiance. That is page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Daily Nation captures exactly what happened yesterday on matters protests. And of course, there is pro-state goons terrorize city residents as protesters defy. The details on the pages that I've just mentioned.
Protests in several parts of the country, including Mombasa, Kisumu, Embu, Homa Bay, Nyeri, Kilifi, Lamu, Nyamira, Kajiado, Kisii, and many others. Of course, saw quite, very interesting scenes at the beginning when pro-state goons terrorized city residents. Basically, I think Boda Boda riders were spotted at various petrol stations looking very organized, carrying placards that are pro-Ruto, getting their Boda Bodas fueled for free. Apparently, allegedly, it was, 1,000 shillings of fuel and 1,000 shillings of quote-unquote pocket money. And then they were basically allowed to roam the CBD streets and terrorize city residents. No police action whatsoever, even as I saw them personally at Haile Selassie fueling, and right across from them was a truck of police officers, and they just watched on as they went about their business. They later converged at Green Park and Uhuru Park, and then CBD, and there was no police action against them. Not a single tear gas canister, no spray, no rubber bullet, no nothing, no rungu. They did rob a few city residents, and then they clashed with Boda Boda riders from the CBD who usually, work in and around the CBD, who said mnatuharibia biashara, and some of them were actually beaten up in their motorcycles as a result.
Yes. To one of the Kimani who stayed in Koinange Street and handbag as they threatened to stab her. And of course, in other residential areas, there was a lot of drama. For example, I use Outer Ring Road and Outer Ring Road, Timol interchange, and of course towards on Mombasa Road towards the airport. There was a lot of activity, and it was quite sad to see tear gas being hurled in residential areas. The water cannon was so common within the CBD, but this time around we saw it in areas like Pipeline. If that's not enough, it was unrest in some areas last night. I was looking at Zimmerman, Pipeline, Githurai, where police officers were seen definitely. Brutality was one of the things experienced. We saw there's the alleged use of rubber bullets in different areas, also profiling of young men within the residential areas. So I did not go for Mandamano. I was not in the city streets of Nairobi.
But just because I'm a young man.
You came home in Zimmerman, in Roysambu.
Yeah.
I still get I still get punished for something that I do.
Right, those were terrible scenes last night in so many places around Nairobi. Rubber bullets, some live bullets. A disturbing video of a young man begging someone to open the gate for him, and he got shot like literally seconds later.
And there was silence soon after, meaning that was it was a dire consequences, even for the person who was actually reporting it.
Absolutely true. I don't know how we hold the police accountable beyond disbanding the entire police force from the top all the way down, to be quite honest. The excessive use of force continues despite, assurance from executive that will not be a thing, that profile actions, shootings in the past, etc. But we still will try to test and exercise their right to picket. And unfortunately, the poor people of Kenya bear the brunt because, like you said, so many of those people had nothing to do with Mandamano. And even if it doesn't give the police any right to come into residential areas and spray people's homes, children were screaming in so many around Nairobi just as a consequence of police brutality. I don't know how we move on from this as a nation. Yeah,
Kenyan of Goodwill said they are not anti-government protesters. Those protesters you see, they are pro-government enthusiasts. Stop calling them government because they are not fighting against the government. They are for government that functions: free education, free healthcare, free opportunities, free ID cards, free passports. The actual anti-government protesters are the corrupt politicians and civil servants who are stealing resources, selling our national assets, ignoring court orders, hiring goons, killing Kenyans. Police should arrest these politicians and civil servants or abduct them if possible, because they are the ones fighting against the government.
I completely agree with
because we are the government, Mariam. Of Kenya have the right to actually decide who's going to be in government and who's not going to be in government.
All sovereign power belongs to the people. Domani Munga